pretty dark. Didn't expect it to be this dark. I thought the fire would... I need one of those Stanley Kubrick lenses from Barry Lyndon to shoot this the way I'm envisioning it. Hello. Good evening. Howdy do. And a fine day to you, sir. That fire is nice. I'm gonna move a little closer. Move us all a little closer. That might actually help with the light too. Bet it does. And I'll be able to feel the flames. Isn't that great? There we go. It's a little better. You can see me glimmering in the firelight now. Slightly. Come on, baby, light my fire. Hello, naughty priest. Thank you, as always, sir, for your kind contribution. And I hope you're doing well today. And if you're not, I hope you start feeling better. And if you don't, I hope you feel better tomorrow. Hoi, what a day. That is a nice way to say hi. I must agree. Good old Mr. Naughty Priest. Eureka! It's kind of winding down outside tonight. I don't know how long I'll hang out. Campfire story vibes, yeah. I don't know if I know any campfire stories that I haven't told you guys already. You guys did a good show today. It was fun. Thanks. Had a fun flash ride today. It's always good when you can turn the dismal world news into something a little fun. Tell us about the Donner Party. Yeah, a group of people were trying to make it through a pass in the Sierra Nevadas into California. And, or is it Arizona? No, it's California. And they fucking got snowed in and stuck up there in the pass. And they had to eat all their oxen and then eat all their dogs and then they had to eat each other. And there you go. That's the story of the Donner Party. They done ate each other. And there's a place you can go in California where there's a road now called Donner Pass. You can go see where the Donner Party met its ill-begotten fate. That's a true story, yeah. You go look it up, the Donner Party, man. Bunch of people in like wagon train times trying to get to California and for the gold rush and shit. And they fucking got snowed in. You never do know, man. You never know what's going to happen. Dude, from the way things are now, you could be fucking chilling in your house tomorrow and a big fucking chunk of one of these crappy fucking 757s and 747s and 737s and shit that are still flying even though they shouldn't be could just drop on your fucking head. So the Donners Dahmered each other. It is pretty unclear as to what exactly went down with the Donner Party. We do know that they ate one another, and there was cannibalism. We don't know if there was murder for cannibalism or if they just ate the dead or what. Planes fell in Breaking Bad, lol. Well, now it happens fucking in real life. Do you see that shit? Like, all chunks of an engine just, like, fell in somebody's yard. Dude, that shit fucking hits you in the head on the way down. You're dead. Just be standing out in your yard one day and a fucking chunk of one of these planes could hit you. Or blue ice. I had a friend that told me about blue ice. An incident with the plane happened the day before I had a flight out of Denver with the same airline. Fucking good game, dude. I would not be able to do it. And then a giant rabbit shows up, yeah. Yeah, Mythbusters confirmed blue ice, yep. One of my friends wrote a short story one time about a rant that I went on to him about a customer at work and blue ice and how I wished fucking blue ice would hit him in the head. He wrote a short story about it. Wish I could find it. This is back in the MySpace days. Back in the good old MySpace days. You probably believed him because you were a kid, Phoebes. I believed a lot of crazy fucking shit when I was a kid, too. Like, I genuinely believed that me and my friend Sarah were mixing up mutagen in the backyard. We thought we were going to become Ninja Turtles. So we got, like, pond slime and, like, mud and a bunch of stuff, and we mixed it up and put it in this, like, container thing. We thought we were making mutagen. Dude, I genuinely thought I was turning into a Ninja Turtle for a while there. Kids, like, that's the beauty of being a child, is like reality is kind of what you make it. You haven't really gotten that cynicism cooked into you where you don't allow your brain to take flights of fancy, and you know what I mean? Like, you still have that fucking capacity to let your brain run wild and really use it in one of the ways that I think that it's intended to be used, creatively and just for the fun and enjoyment of it. I was legit convinced that I was turning into a chicken when I was a kid. Damn, you were going to turn into a chicken? Thought chocolate milk came from brown cows till I was like 8. That's pretty funny. You were a pretty dumb kid. Just kidding. I thought I was turning into a Ninja Turtle. I have no room to talk. Nobody's fun anymore once they spiral down to cynicism. I don't think that's true. All the cynics I know are some of the funniest fucking people in the world. Bill Hicks, cynic. You know, fucking George Carlin, huge cynic. Like, where does this come from? Is it just because, like, being an optimist isn't funny, and so it's like optimist fucking envy, where they're like, oh man, cynics just ruin everything except for everything. It's like, fuck you. We're the ones that keep you dumb fucks going. Balloon heads. Everything's gonna be just fine. Then you laugh at all our cynicism. Our cynicism jokes get you through it. Contextualize it for it. Yeah, TJ's a cynic and funny. I'm a cynic and funny. Pretty much everybody that I know that's cynical is also really fucking funny. Jason is a really funny person and also a huge cynic. All these negative recontextualizations of what cynics actually provide to fucking society. Oh, they just drag everything down. By the way, you guys gonna see that fucking stand-up comic? He was so funny. Fucking giant. The guy they watched was a huge cynic, of course. Just ridiculous. Just like admit that we're the cool ones and you're the fucking functional ones, and let's move forward with it, okay? I've taken my position. We're the cool ones, you're the functional ones, we're the ones that are maladjusted to a profoundly maladaptive society. And you're the ones that have adjusted to it. So shut the fuck up. Be glad that we're here. How old is Jason anyways? Because dude sounds like he's 16. I met Jason when he was 18. And that was like 5 years ago. So Jason's got to be he's got to be like 25. He's got to be pushing it. Nothing like blind optimism to keep you shuffling to and from your job every day. Yeah. You thought a watermelon seed was going to grow in your belly if you ate a watermelon seed? That's pretty fucked up. What would have happened is you probably would have gotten sick. Probably would have gotten like a stomach ache. So it did prevent you from that, but it also made you terrified of watermelons. You know, that's a little overkill. Hello. Oh, by the way, all you people that were talking up this drama between TJ and fucking Jamie Darkey, I went and watched that shit. And it was not even that fucking... Dude, they went off on each other like for like a minute, and then they started sucking each other's clits again. You guys fucking... you did me dirty on that one. You told me that there was some major fucking tea that went down, and it didn't. Yeah, I don't remember seeing the comment, Johnny, but I should have... Now I'll pay better attention to your comments. You try to warn me. I mean, drama is not always lame. Sometimes you get a good piece of drama going, you know? But most of the time, it's just like any fucking little argument that breaks out for 2 seconds. People are just like, oh my God, look at that! They had an argument! They go fucking nuts for it. And it's just like, come on, bro. Come on. Have you guys gotten fucking YouTube ads for this Onision fucking feature film or some shit that the Discovery Channel is making? Have you guys seen this shit? Onision, real life or some shit. I was like, what the fuck? The Discovery Channel is doing an Onision fucking movie? Huh? Yeah, dude, Brave browser. Yeah, I understand. Whatever. Talking about when I'm watching on my goddamn phone, use the YouTube app, I'm fucking watching some video and an ad pops up and it's fucking Onision, dude. Yeah, the Discovery Channel is doing a fucking Onision full-length documentary feature thing. It's like, what? Because of Chris Hansen, is it? Isn't he in trouble too, though? Didn't he get fucking canceled after whipping up a cancel mob? I thought that's how that went down. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. Pretty sure Chris Hansen got his ass canceled. Want to go inside, Ding, or one? You want to stay out here with me? You want to go inside? I'll choose one. You no can have both. Here you go. Inside. Just streaming out here. That'll be good. Cricket, you can't have it. Oof. Okay. We're back. What the hell? I thought the Discovery Channel was supposed to be about exploring the wonders of your world. Yeah, like Onision, bro. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about it beyond that. It was just kind of weird. I was like, they're doing the Discovery Channel is doing a show on Onision. What the fuck? Swish. Yeah, pretty much all the Learning Channel, Discovery Channel, the History Channel all make just like Storage Wars shit now. It's just bullshit. American Pickers. I don't recommend it. It's horrible and misrepresented pretty much everything. Yeah, I wasn't going to watch it, to be honest with you. I just think it's funny that it exists. American Pickers is good, though. I mean, whatever. Just a fucking reality TV show where they pre-planned shit out. And you can't trust that shit. Like, you can't trust it. It's all pre-planned shit. All the shit that they find is all stuff that they've scouted out. It's just like fucking, ugh. Yeah, Ingrid done saint it. I'm not saying they're not fun. Like, I like Pawn Stars. I liked, back in the day, like, Deadliest Catch. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I used to watch that back in the day. Like, I like a reality TV show, don't get me wrong, but it would have been nice if at least one of those channels had stayed like a straight up legit history / science based programming channel. That would have been cool. I miss old History Channel, World War II docs before Pawn Stars and Ancient Aliens. Yeah. Just like a ton of old documentaries about fucking ancient Rome and ancient Greece and ancient Egypt and fucking documentaries about early American history and war documentaries. It was a pretty cool channel for a while, the History Channel. Naked and Afraid. The ghost shows got you? Yeah, I didn't have no ghost shows like that when I was a kid, unfortunately. It probably would have got me too. Talking about blind optimism, I meant a childish kind of funny. What? I don't even remember what we were arguing about at this point, bro. You're trying to rewind a conversation that's like 20 minutes old for me. I know it's not even that old yet. Dogfights was the reality TV, the History Channel in the good days, and it was many documentaries on air battles during World War II, yeah. Yeah, no, you can find some pretty cool history documentaries on YouTube. You know, depending on what level of like production you want. You know, if you want to like hear about historical type subjects and laugh at the same time, there's these crazy dudes called Deep Fat Fried that do this podcast where they cover historical subjects, but mostly just argue with each other about pointless things. You know, it's pretty fun to watch if you're into that kind of thing. I watched the Animal Planet as a kid, but I was one of those horse-obsessed girls in 4th grade. Yeah. I mean, you and every other girl in 4th fucking grade. I don't know what it is, but like in 4th or 5th grade, every chick starts to go through this pony phase. It's like everything's about horses. Like they all want to be princesses, I think, riding on horses. Remember all my sisters becoming obsessed with horses. I like horses. I'm just saying, you know. You wanted to be a horse? Oh, shit. Otherkin. Whoop, whoop. Otherkin alert. I like horses. I mean, horses are fucking beautiful animals. They're great, but... I mean, a horse is a horse, you know? A horse is a horse, of course, of course. Yeah, dude, horses did fucking take up a heavy burden in human history, for sure. Do you ever think you've had a mutual conversation with a living thing, besides another human, I mean? Depends on what you consider to be a conversation, you know? There have been times where, like, information was definitely transferred between me and some sort of animal. Like, I talk to Dinor all the time. He probably picks up, like, 1/80th of the words that I say, and maybe understands a little bit of the intention that I'm putting forward, but I wouldn't call that a two-way conversation. So it depends on how much leeway you're willing to give me with the term conversation. If you mean like speaking words to one another, then of course I am. But if you mean like a simple information being transferred between me and a wild animal, that's happened to me a dozen times at least, man, where there's just been like I lock eyes with an animal and an animal will lock eyes with me, and there's this transfer of information. It's like friend or foe, you know? Yeah. It's like I've had a lot of these little fucking things where I've been considered by different types of animals. Like I've had like bumblebees fly right up in my face, and they're looking right at you, and you're looking right at them, and it's like, look, I know the processes are different in our brains, but we're considering one another. You know, the bee will come and it'll sit right in front of you and look right at you. A bird will do that. You know, sometimes it'll just land nearby and cock its head at you, and you know it's looking at you. Like, what the fuck is that? And you're looking at it like, what the fuck are you? There's a little exchange of information that goes on there that I think is conversational. Dogs will look at humans in the eyes, but not to other dogs. They adapted to us. Cats are the same way. Cats don't meow as adults in the wild. Like, cats adapted the meow because they lived with us, because they learned we liked it. We liked hearing it, and it was a good way to get our attention. So they started meowing at us. But the meow is something that typically kittens do to get attention, and then once they're not kittens anymore in the wild, a cat doesn't meow like that to communicate or do anything. They yowl and shit and hiss and growl at each other, but you don't hear a cat meowing to get anything's attention. That's an adaptation that they've made. Oh, dogs have an incredible well of empathy in them. I know that for a fucking fact, being a lifelong dog owner. And also being a person that struggles with a lot of mental health problems and shit. Like my little dog Dinor, he knows when I'm down. He will not leave my side on a day where I'm not feeling good. It doesn't matter where I'm at. It doesn't matter if I stay in bed all fucking day. He barely even wants to come out to pee. Like he'll come out, pee, and then go straight back to me. Same thing with Amelia. If Amelia's having a bad day, she just wants to be in bed a little longer than, you know, average. Dinor's not going to leave her side. He absorbs that shit from us, and that's conversational. Him being able to pick up on our emotions, pick up on our anxieties or our depression, and just show solidarity in that by just being near us, curling up next to us when we need it. Like, that's an animal showing a profound amount of empathy. He's a little dog, he wants to, if he had his way, he'd be out playing fetch all day or sniffing around this yard or doing something, running around chasing cricket around the house and getting chased by cricket. Like, he's got other things on his agenda, but when we're hurting, all those things fall by the wayside, and he just won't leave us. And that's the way dogs are. They're profoundly empathetic beings, not human beings, but they're profoundly empathetic to human beings. Is that some stress scent human beings give off that they can smell and identify as a negative emotion? I guess I can Google it. I mean, I think it comes from considering us. You know how when you have a dog, if you're a dog owner, you can tell when a dog is not feeling well. And they can tell when you're not feeling well. When you're not acting like yourself, they get it. They may not know why. Skunks are very smart. I can feel that connection with them. I feed them and chat to them at the park. They act differently depending on how I'm feeling. There you go. See, skunks, empathetic as well. Well, cats purring is something that is not necessarily unique to human behavior. Like, cats purr with each other. Cat's purr has been studied, and it actually has a very, pronounced calming effect on other animals, other cats, and human beings. Has a deeply calming effect on people usually. I feel some sort of collective unconscious connection with armadillos, yeah? We used to have a family of armadillos that lived out back of my place, Jason. Little Dillo family. The frequency that cats purr at increases your bone density. That's crazy. Now, armadillos are awesome animals, man. They don't give a fuck. We had I ran into 2 families of armadillos when I lived in Louisiana. It was really my first time having any kind of close contact with armadillos. One time I was doing a Highdeology and I was wrapped up. I was sitting out. It was early in the morning. I'd done one of those start at 4 a.m. and stop at 7 a.m. Highdeologies I used to do back at the Tinderbox. And as I was getting all my shit gathered together, I heard something rustling through the grass, and I looked, and it was like an armadillo with 2 babies. And she just walked right by me. She was just like, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo, and the babies just they didn't even give a shit. They were just like, nah, 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 nah. And I just sat there and I watched them. I was like, holy shit, armadillos. They went under the house, so they were living under the house somewhere. And then when I moved to my apartment, there was another family of armadillos that lived out in the woods behind my apartment. And they'd come out and forage at night. It's pretty crazy. We actually saw one. Armadillos will play dead. And we actually saw one that was playing dead one time. It was crazy. Somebody must have walked their dog, or maybe a cat went after it or something. And it was all kind of curled up and laying there like it was dead. I actually went down and checked on it, and it didn't move. And sometime later that night, it just rolled over, got up, and went. It's pretty crazy. It just rolled over and waddled away into the woods. I was like, whoa. I thought that little bastard was dead. Armadillos are pretty awesome. They play possum, yeah. Some armadillos can scream bloody murder, and some are hairy. Yeah, there's all kinds of different ones. Dude, their ancestors are badass. The big fucking megatherodons or whatever they were called. The big giant fucking VW bus-sized armadillos that used to exist. Think about them motherfuckers roaming around the land like big old fucking elephants and shit. Megatherium, is that the name of them? I can't remember the name of them. I did a fucking extinct megafauna episode, yeah. Those big motherfuckers. Dude, I can't even fucking imagine. It would be so cool to go back to a time where, you know, there's lots of now extinct biology that you could look at and carefully observe and all that stuff. It would be so fucking cool. What do you know about wombats? They poop cubes. I know that. They're the only animal in the world that poops cubes, and their digestive tract is going to change the way that things are packed in the future. It's a way to use soft tissue to create a cube. Think about that. Wombat innards are being studied by industrial scientists to find out the most logical and easiest way to pack things into cubes. Wombats pooping cubes. Hey, go look it up, bud. You don't have to take my word for it. Dun dun dun. What if you went back in time to the first ape to walk upright, but the ape is threatened by you, but you have a gun, and if you kill the ape, you kill all of humanity? Well, that's why in my fantasy, I'm always invisible. Like, I envision myself almost like a virtual reality construct or something that's there but not there. Like maybe existing on a different plane, but able to closely monitor and observe all of the animals without interacting with them. Because I wouldn't want to cause any fucking disruption, nor expose myself to being eaten by a fucking T-Rex. So it'd be just really awesome to be able to just candidly watch these animals go on about their day. Hello, Pranav. I don't care. I'm glad I live in the present with all of the current evolution state of each animal. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's cool to... I mean, there's tons of beauty in nature. There's tons of animals that live on the planet Earth that I've never even laid my peepers on, you know? I'm not, like, complaining about things as they are. It would just be amazing to go back to these times where these giant titanic sloths roamed the land. These alligators that could fucking bite a car in half, these fucking giant caimans, these giant fucking megalodon sharks, you know, dinosaurs of any kind would be fucking amazing to watch, living, existing, going on about their routines. It's just an interesting thing to think about. How would being invisible affect your psychology? Do you think you might lose your mind in a way? I don't know. I mean, it depends on how you're doing it, you know? Some conspiracy people say UFOs are time machines with people from the future and them taking trips through time. That'd be interesting. I mean, I don't really think that's conspiracy level shit. That's just like, you know, hey, I'm a crazy UFO theory or whatever the fuck. Like conspiracy and, you know, thinking the UFOs might be real. That's, I don't know. Maybe they're adjacent, but I don't think of them as the same thing. It's a cool theory, but I think no. Yeah, I think no as well. Would be fun if it was, though, you know. In the future, you can just, like, go back in time and kind of casually observe the Earth from a distance. How it used to be. Yeah, UFOs are to me, in my mind, they're like baby's first conspiracy. You know what I mean? Like, snap, crackle, pop a cap in your ass. All right, sorry, I had to go get some marriage weed. Oh my god, dude. Jason, you're gonna get me banned. You realize people can get banned for their fucking YouTube comments now, and YouTube cracks down hella hard on conspiracy shit. So you're about to get fucking Highdeology banned, so stop with your shit, dumbass. Yes. Conspiracy websites and conspiracy channels are in the fucking goddamn pipeline. They're in the targets right now. I'm not one of those channels. But you fucking just talking about that shit. Yep, the Google mod shit. Yep. It happened in my stream last night too. Somebody said they got Google modded. I missed it. It must not show on the fucking mobile app for me, but yeah, YouTube is like, I don't know, becoming a dystopia. Comments are better than the spoken word, easier to tell what was actually said. I mean, I don't know about that. I was deleted several times for talking about vaccines. See, dude? You're gonna get me fucking banned, bro. Like, your dumbass fucking trolling is gonna get me banned, Jason. Stop it. Stop getting Google modded. Like, I don't want them points on my record, you know what I mean? All we can talk about is fluffy bunnies or makeup. You guys choose. Which one you want to talk about tonight? Fluffy bunnies or makeup? Makeup. Everybody wants to talk about makeup, dude. Fluffy bunnies with makeup? Oh, nope. Cooking is not on that list, Pranav. Cooking is not on that list because, you know, I may do something dangerous and not give you the proper warning. YouTube doesn't want that. Cooking is dangerous. You could burn yourself. You could cut yourself on a knife. Unless you're a cooking business. Yeah, unless you know what I mean? Some people can't even afford food, so cooking is bad. You can talk about makeup, though. What about cupcakes with bunny designs on them? That's pushing it. That's pushing it. Let's talk about Shih Tzus. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about... No, we can't. We can't talk about sex. We're not allowed. Yeah, dude, I'm pretty sure any day now YouTube is just gonna start cracking down on little channels like mine that fucking sit around and just talk. I just know it's gonna happen, dude. One of these days. Yep, I'm going down the memory hole, y'all. Will riot. It's not a big enough riot. You can't Rito this fixed. Is there anything we can do if that happens? I have a backup channel that's listed, I think, in the description somewhere. Maybe. It's called the Poltergeist. I have streamed there at times when Highdeology had a strike or a community guidelines infraction or whatever the fuck. Or it's called A Poltergeist, sorry. It's A Poltergeist. So yeah, I mean, you can go subscribe to that. There's also some interesting little creepypasta things that I did on there. It's not The Poltergeist, I don't think. It's A Poltergeist. I may be wrong about that. I don't know. It's The Poltergeist. Okay, my bad. But yeah, no, there's, as far as like YouTube cracking down, there's really no plan. I mean, there's no real replacement for it at this point. I guess Gab or some shit, maybe. I don't fucking know, really. I don't know what else is out there for this type of fucking live streaming. Oh yeah, dude, seasons 1 to 20 of Highdeology for only $49.95. You get every Highdeology ever done, even some removed ones where Paul decided he'd best take them down. Now only available in this complete collection. Dude, can you imagine my commentary track for each episode of Highdeology? It would just be another Highdeology. I would have to do another Highdeology for every Highdeology. What a nightmare. I want to watch all the removed Highdeologies, yeah. There's a couple. There's not that many of them, honestly, but there's a couple of them where I did a Highdeology and I was just like, nah. I'm going to go ahead and make that one private. Yeah, we call those the you had to be there Highdeologies. And they are typically pretty legendary, but a little spicy for, you know, leaving up. Yeah. You'll also act now and you'll also get a second DVD collection, The Dark Archives of Highdeology. These are removed streams that Paul thought were too hot for YouTube, or where Paul said or did something really stupid that he was embarrassed of. Oh man, what a nightmare that would be to fucking make. You know how many DVDs I'd have to do it? Somebody was talking about making a DVD set of all of the Highdeologies.
Oh boy.
Including like...
It would probably cost like $30 per volume or whatever.
Yeah. I don't think you could get like all the seasons of Highdeology, fucking every Highdeology for $40, dude. You would have to fucking... It would have to be broken up into seasons.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to pay like
Every
$30
year.
a season. Yeah.
And then even then, it might not be cost effective.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I don't know how many hours can go on one DVD.
Yeah, I don't know either. Thank you, baby, for making dinner. I got spaghetti and you don't. Be jealous of my spaghetti. It smells delicious. It looks perfect.
It's fettuccine, but same diff.
Fettuccine bolognese. Yeah, the Tinderbox arc. We do like the Bellevue streams, the Periscope streams. Some of those, sadly, will never be seen again.
Oh, I just saw a thing on Twitter that Periscope integration's gone now.
Yeah, Periscope is officially dead. I think we covered it today very briefly during Flash Ride. No more Periscope. Bye-bye.
It just couldn't be TikTok.
Nope. I don't know. I liked Periscope. During the early days of Periscope, it was actually pretty paradope. But once it got really popular, it started being overrun with like bots and shit. Like in the early days of Periscope, I remember I was constantly having to ban these kissy bots because they would come in with like an icon that was like a sexy looking lady, and they would just put smooch emojis in the chat, trying to get people to click on them and go look at theirs, which was just an advertisement for porn, usually. So they were like porn bots. And like they would be, sometimes there would be so many of them that I couldn't read actual comments. And that eventually turned into like, I can't remember why I stopped using Periscope.
I probably just got frustrated with one of them. I was like, fuck it.
Something pushed me over the edge. Where I was like, well, I can't do this shit no more. So I moved it to YouTube.
So you can get 10 hours of standard definition video on one Blu-ray disc. Which doesn't seem like a whole lot.
Not for Highdeologies, dude. There are
So, it's
Highdeologies
like
that
if
are like
it's-
6 hours long alone.
Every single DVD can only hold 10.
And that's Blu-rays.
Yeah.
So our best bet for this would be like 10 Blu-rays a season, probably.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, guys. You'd have to pay $100 a season, probably.
Yeah.
Now, we could package it as like a digital download. That would be easier. But even then, that's,
That'd be a huge fucking file.
yeah, that's a fucking insane file. We'd have to like BitTorrent it or some shit. We'd have to distribute it via torrent.
And then who would pay for it once it's torrentable?
Right. God damn. I'm going to download all Highdeologies. You better buy like a 10 terabyte drive.
Yeah, because your computer's almost full just doing some DFF stuff.
Mm-hmm. Laserdisc release, yeah. Dude, maybe I could do that. Maybe I could make that a Patreon incentive.
Yeah.
Where I start with the first Highdeology and then I do a commentary track over it. So it's basically like I'm redoing a Highdeology for every Highdeology. It would be interesting to like go back and watch. It'd be kind of interesting, like in a meta content kind of way, to go back and watch some of my old streams. Like, I don't know, streams from 2016 and see how well they've aged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? See if I'm still agree with the things that I'm saying, or if my views on things have changed and how they've changed. And be an interesting thought experiment. Dude, it won't be long. Like, I've spoken enough shit, and I've talked enough shit online. In the future, they'll be able to make an AI of me, dude.
Did you see that Tom Cruise deepfake?
Mm-hmm. Pretty fucking crazy.
You can just be deepfake forever.
Yep. Like, I've got probably more hours talking than most people do. Might be easier to do like, some fucking lifelong radio host or some shit, but like, dude, they could totally make a fucking AI of me. Get salty and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It would be dope. That's a kind of immortality. How much of Paul would it be able to simulate? I mean, I gotta imagine it's not too far in the future where, like, you could take all of that content that I made, plug it into some kind of an AI bot, and then have it run one of these shows, and it'd be pretty indistinguishable from me. I've answered so many questions so many fucking times, and I've said so many weird words, and my weird little idiosyncratic way of talking is all over it. So it would just study those things and learn how to reproduce them. It would learn the ebb and flow. It would look at the chat response when I do certain things and learn which things the chat likes, like I already know, and get salty at certain times and ban people, and you know what I mean? It wouldn't be that fucking tough, I don't think.
Check something in there.
Dude, you could be like the black AI dude in the Time Machine movie. Living for eternity as an AI, dissing people forever. Dope. Maybe I'm already an AI. Have you guys thought about that? Like, maybe I'm just a big fucking project in artificial intelligence to try and see, how many people will listen to the ravings of a lunatic AI. If an AI can be a lunatic and also hold an audience. I'm the builder. I want to I want to meet who's seen the most Highdeologies. That would be interesting. I gotta imagine the person that is currently working on the Highdeology wiki would eventually supplant that. There's a person who's currently working on a Highdeology wiki where they're going through each Highdeology and like notable moments and blah blah blah, timestamp and quotes and blah blah blah. So I have to imagine that person, if they don't get daunted by the sheer weight and girth of the task that they've chosen for themselves, is going to watch a lot of fucking Highdeologies. But I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know who the most loyal Highdeologite is. Yeah, I really want that too. So I'm, tacitly but not directly supporting it. I've learned my lesson with wiki shit. Wikis, if you can believe it or not, tend to be the subject of a lot of fucking drama and a true vector of a lot of fucking drama. And I've learned to let that be a fan thing. Let fans do it. Don't involve yourself in wiki shit. I've been watching, listening for a solid decade, but I don't remember 90% of it. You just been one of my earworms while I'm working and shit. Yeah. I mean, I can't blame you. I don't remember 90% of it either. Probably less than 90% of it. I don't remember 90% of what I covered on the one that I did of these earlier today, to be frank. So, yeah, no, man. I think that's part of the problem with these is that, a lot of the times it's just kind of a chill vibe, hangout kind of thing, and we might talk about something interesting, but it's not terribly interesting. But sometimes I go on a fucking tear, and it's like those just get lost, It's like, because I don't know any way of doing it right. I don't know how to fucking go like, oh man, this was good. I mean, I'm pretty high too. Like almost all of these. It's Highdeology, you know. There were some fucking sober deologies. I went for almost a year where I really didn't even smoke. Well, maybe not a year. It was probably like a good 6 or 8 months where my marijuana consumption was zero. It was a rough time, dude. Yeah, who knows, man. That's maybe the Highdeology wiki person will come through. Why though? You know, I don't know. To be honest with you, it was almost like I felt like I had to walk through the desert and like I don't know how it is, how to explain it. It was right after you know, my last big breakup. And I just fucking kind of like went into I'll tell you this. I knew I had to get the fuck out. Like, of my apartment. I had to go somewhere. I had to do something. I was going to go insane. And so I went back home to visit my parents. And I ended up dropping a pretty fat dose of mushrooms with my stepdad on the 4th of July. And it did this like reset to my brain. I don't know, like that. People have talked about this. Like psilocybin doses can cause what they call, I've heard it called the afterglow effect that can last for a long time. And it was like after I tripped mushrooms, I felt I had this like clarity and confidence in my life that had been missing. And I stopped smoking. Like I just stopped smoking weed. I stopped doing that. And it was not long before that afterglow effect of that mushroom trip wore off. And I found myself just in the desert, dude. And I felt like I had to go through it. For some reason, I felt like I had to go ahead and suffer it. May we have many more Highdeologies to come. Huzzah! That's right. You tripped with Robert? Nice try. Nice try, guy that says he's my uncle but doesn't know the name of my stepdad. Dude, there's literally not even a Robert in my family. Woof. Have you ever met any gods on mushrooms? No. I've never met a god. I've just had a good time. Chugga, 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 chugga. Nah, fuck him. Paul impersonators suck. First trip, I swear I met it. You met Mother Nature? Cool. I've never met Mother Nature, but I've spent a lot of time tripping mushrooms in Mother Nature. So there's that. Toot toot. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. She looked like the black lady on that Childish Gambino album. Who did? Who? Oh, Mother Nature. Oh, okay. Yeah. Got it. Mother Nature looked like the chick on the Childish Gambino album. Got it. All right. I'm back on the fucking horse. You caught me up. Jeez Louise. Yeah, I'd like to do some shrooms, too. It would be, how do the kids say, dank to do some shrooms. I would be totally turned to do some shrooms. Turned up. It would be groovy, as you kids say these days, to have some shrooms. I would be gassed. I'd trip with you, Paul. You seem cool. I am cool. I'd be good to trip with. I make a good tripping friend. Dude, my hair smells so fucking good. When it came out of that ponytail, I got like a big nose full of like, damn, dog. That's some good smelling hair right there. Oh, that feels so good. I've had my hair up in a ponytail all day. Oh, that feels good. Let it all out. Hurts so good. Come on, baby, make it hurt so good. Sometimes love don't feel like it should. When I met Paul, I was on the verge of a panic attack, and I was still comforted by his presence. Oh, yes. I am Dr. Comfort, Mr. Comfortable, Captain Comfortable. Hey, baby girl.
Did I give you too much again?
No, I just got full. I don't think there's not that much left in it.
It's just like the meat sauce and stuff.
Yep. But you could save that shit.
Yeah. And the rest of it's just sauce without pasta in it, so.
Dope. That's perfect. Because we can just make a little bit more pasta. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Have that for a couple days. That was delicious, baby. Thank you so much. Dude, that spaghetti was bomb. Oh, my goodness. That sket was bomb. It smelled good. Yeah, it did. Wait a minute. How? Where are you? Where are you, Chaz Darby? Reveal yourself. Come out. Do we could update that old horror story? You guys remember there's like a really old horror story about a babysitter and like she's getting these crank calls all night. She calls the cops and the cops are like, "Ma'am, don't worry about it. We're going to look into this." And then finally like the cops call her and they're like, "You have to leave." And she's like, "Why?" "Because it's coming from inside the house. The phone call is coming from inside the house." We could do that, but like with a streamer, you know what I mean? We could do it in the style of that movie Unfriended and have it just be some like dorky streamer like me who's sitting out here streaming to his friends, and then somebody just starts saying some creepy shit like, "Hey, Paul, I like the way you decorated your bathroom. That little clown statue is really cute." And I'm like, "How do you know about the little clown statue in my bathroom? Did I talk about that? I must have talked about that." Be like, "Hey, Paul, why do you and your wife use 2 different brands of shampoo and conditioner?" Be like, "How did you know that?" Don't end the stream, Paul, or somebody you know and love will die right now. It's like, do you hear who that was? Do you hear who that was that just bumped by? That was Jay Bumpins Esquire right there. Jay, dude, he came by and fucking dropped a bumperoni on us, dude. Jay Bumps. Yeah, Johnny Bumpins. The trillest motherfucker in the neighborhood.
Oh shit. I threw the fucking napkin in there and look at it flying away.
Oh, the little ember. Yeah. Off it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. Watch it just like ignites a giant fucking blaze. We're like, ah!
It's fine now.
Oh, yeah, it is fine.
B, better move. I don't want to get sparked.
You don't want to get sparkled. I don't know if J Bump like makes his own music or what though.
I just can't hear it. It's just.
Yeah, like I think he just bumps other people's music because if J Bumpins doesn't like make his own beats, then he can't really collab. You know, but I'd love his thought process though. I'd let him like produce maybe, or like consult maybe. We could ask him, like, does this song bump? And he'll be like, fuck no, that song doesn't bump. Be like, God damn it. How much more bass does it need? Man, it needs like 1,000 times more bass. I'm like, Johnny Bumpins, that's not even fucking possible, 1,000 times more bass. He's like, man, whatever. I'm just trying to tell you how much bass it needs. I'm like, God damn it. God damn you, Johnny Bumpins. Can never please you. Yeah, that's only a 3.2 on the bumpometer, man.
I don't know. What would you say is the bumpiest song that you know?
I mean, like, there's a lot of songs where they did like bass boosted versions, especially like back in the 90s. They made these CDs where it was like they would take popular rap songs that would already kind of bump and then make like the bass boosted. So I never got into that shit. So what song bumps the hardest? You know what? All right. I thought of one right now. I remember this one bumping harder than any song in my collection while I had a nice system in my car. It's a Beastie Boys song. And it is called Putting Shame in Your Game, I think. It's off of the, the Intergalactic, the same album that Intergalactic is on. Intergalactic, by the way, bumps fucking hard, too. But that song fucking, you have to, if you have the ability to listen to deep-ass bass, bump that song and tell me that song does not bump. Yeah. I can't remember what the name of that album. Oh, Hello Nasty was the name of that album. So yeah, go look for Beastie Boys. The album is Hello Nasty. The cut is either called Shame in Your Game or Putting Shame in Your Game. And that fucking song just rumbles your fucking plums. I don't know what to tell you. Rumbles your plums, man. It bumps super duper hard. One of my favorite songs to bump, incidentally, too, back in the day was Paul Revere by the Beastie Boys because it has reverse bass. So if you've got a really nice, good boxed sub, you can hear it like that reversed, that like not the explosive outward bass, but that sucking bass. It sounds so fucking cool, dude. That's another one to listen to if you got a good system. Inverted bass or whatever they call it.
What is it doing? You got a ball? Get them both.
Beastie boys getting live on the spot, putting all kinds of shame in the game you got. We keep the party moving till the broad daylight. GETLIVE. Aight. Yeah, the Beastie Boys were dope as fuck. Rest in peace to Mike D. Or who was it that died? Was it MCA or Mike D that died? I can't remember which one it was that died. That kind of sucks. I'm pretty sure it's only one. The tallest one died. That's Mike D then. Hey, the Beastie Boys were fucking dope. Dope. Non-stop hip hop. It was MCA. Well, whatever, man. Or was it Ad Rock? Now I don't know which Beastie Boy is dead. Dude, you can't even find it in the tall grass?
No.
Man, that's a bad sign.
That means this tall grass got cut.
Yep.
Shit. But it bounced on the fucking thingy. Where it went after
What, off the chair?
that? Off of this.
Oh. Well, it probably went not in that grass then if you can't find it in there.
No, he lost it. Or no, he found it.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Mom just had to squish all the grass, huh?
OD. How's the house treating you, Ego? Good. Thanks. What did y'all lose? Oh, Dinor lost his ball temporarily in the tall grass. Playing keep away ball. Oh no. Yeah, no, it's been very nice. This back porch is a very soothing place. Oh, now you want me to throw? All right, well bring it. Hold on, it's gonna go that way. So I've been doing that with him.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he gets fucking.
Hold off.
Yeah. Come on, bring it quick. Bring it back. Laser ball, laser quick. Okay,
Your
this
nipple.
hey, it's gonna go that way.
Almost got caught in the sink.
Yeah, I almost dropped it in the fucking spider sink. All right, cool, but I didn't. That was cool. That was good. Hey, it's gonna go that way. You done? Take a little nap? Whatever happened to his vape, if that's safe to ask. I stopped vaping and I started smoking cigarettes again about a year ago. Are you done now? No, I know. It's just ridiculous, dude. Trizity trizzles. Constant. It's funny when D is off screen and all we hear is him panting and the ball comes back. Yep. What made you give it up? Not judging, just curious. Stress. I had a huge breakup and a huge kind of just crisis moment in my mental health. Not necessarily because of the breakup, but at the same time. And I went and got a pack of smokes, and that was that. I feel better now, but I've got the monkey back on my back, you see. I mean, it is what it is, man. The vape shit worked for me for a long ass fucking time. I went a long time, only occasionally having a cigarette here and there. You know, like usually at parties with buddies or something, I'd fucking light up one. But I went like a good, probably close to 10 years without smoking, and then picked it right back up like I never put it down. That's just the way it works. If you're once a smoker, always a smoker. If you've ever been a smoker that depended on cigarettes every day in whatever amount, and then you quit, you're always that. It's like any other fucking drug. It's like an alcoholic is an alcoholic, right? You're one 6-pack away if you're an alcoholic. You're one fucking bump of coke away if you're a cokehead. You're one fucking whatever. You're one fucking syringe away if you're a fucking hard drug injection user. You know what I mean? It's just like that. It's the same shit. It didn't take me long at all to pick back up. And I told myself in my head too, like, fuck this. I'm going to pick up a pack of smokes, because here's the thing. I was with somebody that was very vehement that I didn't smoke. Broke up with that person, which, whatever. I wasn't a smoker anyway, so it wasn't like that big a deal, but I was with a person that would get mad at me if I was at a party and came home smelling like smoke. Because she, if I smoked a cigarette, she'd know. She did not want me picking back up. Right. She did not want me picking up, which is whatever. It's fine. It worked for me because, it was a little extra pressure in my life. But once that fucking evaporated, and then the stress of not only that relationship ending, but just all of the shit that... There was a confluence of shit at that time in my life. It was a tough time, man. It was rough times. It was like 2019. 2019 was a tough fucking year for me, guys. A lot of shit went down. A lot of personal shit. Shit that's not like my story to tell, but, or at least not my story entirely to tell, but just a lot of fucking crazy shit in my life. It's personal shit, family drama. There was just a whole slew of shit. And I told myself, like, yeah, I'm just going to go get a pack. Smoke that motherfucker up, and then I'll just jump right back on the vape. And that's what I did at first. Went and got a pack, and I smoked through it in a couple of days, and then I jumped back on the vape. But then I was just like, man, that's smoke, though. And that's all it took.
It didn't help that I came, but...
Well, I mean, whatever. You being a smoker is not why I started smoking. It did grease the wheels a little bit that you're not like vehemently anti-smoking. But whatever. I'm not exactly not enabling your smoking too, so. Smokers, we take care of each other. We watch each other's backs. No judging, but I've noticed cig smokers tend to get more easily stressed until the next cig. Like it delays stress, then quitting is hard because all that stress builds up. Oh yeah, no, I know. Dude, I've been a smoker on and off in my life since I was fucking 15 years old. I picked up at 15. And smoked from 15 through my 20s. Quit for reals in my 30s, my early 30s. And so almost 10 years. I went, didn't smoke. It's been a thing.
I can't believe they made you pick up his bed during Flash Fried.
They didn't like it. His husband was messy.
You just had a blankie on it.
It was messy. Too messy. It was too messy. What?
Yeah.
Come on. It's gonna go that way. Doofus. I'll tell you what, dude. Smokers are some of the most non-judgmental people on the planet. I'll tell you that because, like, we're reviled by most humans. Most human beings just, like, hate smokers. And so we have to stick together to a certain extent. Even when we're not smoking, you know? I was never the type of guy that was like, oh, man, you gotta fucking quit. Like, I just know, I don't know, man. Like a long-time smoker that's quit smoking would never do that to another fucking smoker. Like, if another smoker comes to you and asks, like, hey, man, how did you quit? You tell them, but you don't go to that, you know, like, as a smoker, you don't go to another smoker and be like, man, you gotta quit. It's like, a smoker knows that.
There's camaraderie in places where you can't smoke. Like, the most camaraderie I felt was at the fucking smoking area at Universal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we went to Universal. Yeah, I remember finding that over by where the fucking Jurassic Park thing is at Universal. There's like some little trail that leads to this like sad little stump area where you can sit and smoke. And there were like 15 people there just like chain smoking. And I knew I was around my people. We all looked miserable. Smokers are usually miserable.
Y'all don't understand. Like, if you're going to Universal, you're probably in a car that you can't smoke in for a couple hours, and then you're walking around for a couple hours. And
it's bullshit, dude. You get yourself like 6 hours deep into like what is a fun but stress-inducing experience, and you need a half a pack of cigarettes before you can walk back out into it. Just the way it is. If you're a smoker, you know. But that's another thing that's just like, I don't know. Society's just become so much. I remember my mind was blown when I moved to Arizona. Me and my dad met my friend Rodney, who I was moving in with. And we got all my stuff unpacked out of the truck and put into Rodney's apartment. And then we all went out. My dad took us out to dinner at a Denny's. And Rodney was sitting there at the table and just like lit up. And I was like, what are you doing? And he goes, dude, this is a smoking restaurant. You can smoke wherever you want. Pretty much anywhere in, like, Arizona has a smoking section. I was like, what? Now that's changed, now.
Well, the last one I went to was in Mississippi. There was a little restaurant in Mississippi where there was a smoking section.
Yeah. I grew up in California where indoor smoking had been banned for fucking ever. Now, you couldn't smoke in movie theaters in Arizona, but, like, restaurants and shit, most of them had like a smokers / non-smoker section. And you just light up in there. Bars, strip clubs, smoke.
One that seems to always be smoking is casinos.
Casinos, oh yeah. Well, because they don't ever want you to leave the floor.
Yeah, if they made you go outside, then...
Like the Vegas casinos have these multi-million-dollar air purification things that are constantly cycling the air up out of the casino and replacing it with fucking cleaner air, so that people that don't, because like that's the balance that they have to walk. They have to make it a place where people can sit and smoke all day, but have it not smell like a place where people sit and smoke all day. So they managed to pull it off in Vegas. Don't ask me how, but they do. Wish I had those fans in my apartment. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not perfect, but if you've ever been to a Vegas casino, like, they don't look hazy. You don't walk in and there's not like a big smoker's haze hanging in the place, even though there's probably like fucking 200 or 300 people lit up at that moment in that place at least.
And one place that it wasn't like that was there was a casino in Washington that, like, as soon as you walked in, it was like, whoa.
I've been like the smaller, like the Indian casinos and shit. Sometimes, yeah, there's a very big difference for sure. Like those places, they don't care, dude. They want you to be hit with that nicotine in the face. But Vegas is trying to fucking please everybody. It's like, nope, you can be a smoker, you can be a non-smoker. Everything's gravy here in Vegas. You just need to have a high air changes per hour rate to achieve the casino effect. Right. I mean, you've got to have like a really big industrial fucking air purifier that sucks all the air out of the place, like, you know, twice an hour or something on average, and recycles it with clean air. Might move back to California from Texas. Any tips? For Cali? I don't know.
Just driving in general loves.
Yeah. I mean, if you're driving, loves truck stops are your best friends as far as like being COVID clean and shit. A lot of them have different fast food joints. Me and Amelia basically ate at those places because they were the absolute cleanest places that we found when we drove all the way out of the South. So if you're, and just depending on where you are in Texas and where you're moving to in California, realize how long of a drive that you're embarking on. Because if you live in East Texas or some shit and you're thinking about moving to California, that's halfway across the fucking country, bro. So you better have like a plan in place for where you're going to stop and how many days you want to make the trip in. Amelia and I were able to make that halfway across the country-ish trip in 2 days. So, you know, you need to plan probably at least 2 days to get anywhere in California from fucking Texas.
And a hotel in between.
And with a hotel stayover in between, right? And just try and be fucking clean and safe. Like I said, truck stops are your friends. Those places were clean as a whistle. Avoid Arizona. I mean, if you can, yeah, if you can cut down through New Mexico and pop up, but then you have to understand you're riding the fucking Mexican border the whole way. So it's Checkpoint City, Duadiddy, all the way fucking there. So you kind of have to either cut through Arizona, or if you're moving to Northern California, go north, up, and around Arizona. But then you're talking about a route that I've never driven. You're talking about going through states I've never even fucking set foot in. So I don't know. I did the California to Texas move. I moved from Central California to Texas, and that was easily a 2-day drive. So, and I moved from, it was San Antonio, so South Central Texas to Central California is at least a 2-day drive.
But you better get on that Route 66.
Get your kicks, man. You will take Route 66. More than likely, you will come north out of Texas and pick up Route 66 at some point along the drag and fucking take it for quite a bit. Why the Arizona hate? I think
they just mean pulling over.
Yeah, like Arizona is fucking just a COVID hive.
Well, just being pulled over too.
It's a speed trap state. That's also true. Decent roads, though. We drove through Arizona. Just because AZ isn't in New England. Why do all Texas politicians deserve to be burned at the stake? Because they're Texas politicians. I live in Arizona. It's garbage. I liked Arizona, bro. Not gonna lie. Maybe it sucks now, and it didn't suck when I was there. It's been, close to 20 years since I lived in Arizona, but Actually, over 20 years since I moved there. And yeah, I remember it being a cool place to live. I made a lot of friends there. I liked the attitude of the place. Living near Phoenix was cool. There was a lot of nightclubs and shit, a lot of cool concerts, a lot of sporting events, good colleges. I don't know. I don't know what's not to like about that. I lived in Chandler and Mesa and Tempe, Arizona, while I lived in Arizona. All suburbs there. Cool people, garbage weather, and government. Yeah. Well, then GTFO, my friend. You couch surfed? Yeah, when I first got to Arizona, I couch surfed. I haven't done a whole lot of couch surfing in my life, but when I first got to Arizona, yep, I did some couch surfing. Mountains and forest is like 45 minutes north of Phoenix. Yeah. And like an hour away is Flagstaff. You like skiing. It's like a beautiful, I don't know. Like Arizona's not that, it gets a bum rap, I think, from people. But whatever. It's definitely not the worst state I've ever lived in. Most definitely not. Did you end up getting a place in Arizona? Yeah. I mean, I couch surfed with my friend Rodney for a couple of months until we stabilized and I got a job and everything, and then we went in together on a fucking apartment, and we got an apartment, and that was that. Well, I just knew one person, and I didn't couch surf for all that long. I got a job relatively quickly. That economy was different too, I've learned. It used to be pretty fucking simple for, I don't know, a 20-something, early 20s, late teens kid to fucking move to pretty much any city in America and get a job that if you were willing to have a roommate or two, you could have your own pad. That was just assumed at my time. Like, that was like the baseline that was expected. My parents never would have kicked me out of the house and driven me to Arizona if they thought that I was gonna fucking be on the streets or whatever. Like, what they assumed, and correctly so, was that I would fucking mope around for a week and then I'd get a job and then I'd get an apartment. And that's exactly what happened. And I look at that as like an important part of my life. My parents taking like enough interest in me to kick me the fuck out and not let me become like that World of Warcraft guy from the South Park episode that's just like comatose. Because I was on that road. I really was. If you went back and looked at like 17, 18, 19-year-old Paul, dude, all I fucking wanted to do was smoke weed and play StarCraft, Ultima Online, and then have my friends over and play Soul Calibur and GoldenEye. Those 5 video games were how I structured my day. I shit you not. So I'll tell you what a day in the life, and this is no joke, no exaggeration. Here we're gonna go. A day in the life of 17-year-old Paul, especially during the summer. So we'll assume it's a summer and I'm off and I'm not, school's not on. Day in the life. I would wake up at about 8 p.m. Having gone to bed sometime around noon, probably. I'd wake up at about 8 p.m. Everybody in the house, my little sister, my stepmom, my dad will have eaten dinner by this point. That's okay. I missed dinner, but that was okay because my stepmom couldn't cook for shit. And she always kept freezer burritos around. So step 1, wake up. Step 2, freezer burritos. I would go and get a couple of fucking freezer burritos and nuke those motherfuckers up. Step 3, check my Ultima Online character that I left macroing all night. Hell yeah, I gained 10 points and whatever. Awesome. Step 4, hit up my friends to see if they're down to come over tonight. If they are, plan on fucking setting up in the living room and playing some N64 or some shit. If they're not, plan on playing some fucking Ultima all day. Let's just say on this day, my friends say, nah, man, we got other shit to going on, or I got to work or whatever. So then at some point during the day, that weird 29-year-old girlfriend that I would have would call me. And we would fucking sit and talk and have phone sex. And then typically 1 or 2 of my friends would hit me up later in the day and be like, oh, yeah, we can drop by for a bit. And then they'd come over and we'd go in the backyard and smoke a doobie and hang out a little bit. And then when they left, I would go back to the computer and play more Ultima Online or StarCraft. And then go to bed at about fucking noon the next day when I heard everybody leave the house. And I'd wake up at 8 p.m. and start again. That was my fucking cycle. Dude, I can't even imagine if World of Warcraft had been invented back then. I'd have been lost. My parents would not have been able to get me off of that fucking... I would have been medically grafted to that chair.
Yeah, you couldn't be that invested because you were working by the time Warcraft came out.
Yeah, no, yeah. I had my own pad by the time Warcraft came out. I owned my condo by the time Warcraft came out. So I had bills, I had a mortgage, I had a car payment. I couldn't just fucking sit around and play Warcraft and shit. Them days were behind me. But, yeah. I was on a fast track to being just a fucking, like, 600-pound, 35-year-old that was still suckling on the fucking mom and dad teat, playing fucking Call of Duty or some shit in my, like, depressing bedroom. Like, had I had a different set of parents that weren't instilled with a very, very fucking lower income, blue-collar work ethic, I probably would have been that. Had I been born 10 years later, parents nowadays are more permissive of that shit. That happens way more than it happened back when I was a kid. But a lot of that is a function of the fact that a lot of these kids can't go out and live on their own. It's like they can go get a job like I got. I didn't get some big high-end, falutin' swanky job. I started with one. I worked at MCI WorldCom for like 2 months, and then that company literally folded. And then I worked at Starbucks. I slung coffee. So it was like a McDonald's job, but I was able to, with a roommate, pay my fucking bills. That's just like a luxury that kids can't afford now. So what do? What choice do you have?
There's some people that have like 4 roommates now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. You get like multiple fucking roommates, or you stay at home with mom and dad until you get through school, or get a job where you can afford to move out on your own and with just one roommate or whatever. Or you play World of Warcraft and say, fuck it, I'm just going to live here forever. Because mom and dad are never really going to kick me out. Dude, I pulled that chain. I tried that. And if my parents had not called my bluff, I would not be sitting here in front of you today. I would be playing World of Warcraft and I'd weigh 700 pounds. And there'd probably be like a nurse that would come by 2 times a week to wash me with a rag on a stick or some shit. Dude.
Yeah, and it was school. That was the main reason you got kicked out, right?
Yes. My parents' rule, they had a very simple rule. Like, if you're going to live at home, you're either working or you're going to school. Well, I didn't want to work like full-time. They wanted me to work a full-time job. It's like, I don't want to work a full-time fucking job, but I also kind of don't want to go to school. What I want to do is sleep until noon or sleep until fucking 8 p.m. every day. And then just do my schedule. And so the way that I got away with that was both my dad and stepmom had day jobs. So it's like when they came home and I was home at when they got home at like 6 or whatever. They just thought, oh, like he got home, you know, from his school. So I was able to pull this off for like 2 whole semesters before somebody from the school finally got a hold of my dad. Somehow. I can't even remember how they did it. And my dad set the fucking trap for me. He didn't even confront me with it right away. He was like, so how's school? And he hadn't asked me that in like forever. And I was like, I don't know, it's okay. I got a couple of asshole professors, but I'm doing okay or whatever. I made up, you know. He was like, yeah, that's crazy. You got a couple of asshole professors, but you haven't been to school in like 3 months. You know, that's crazy, man. How do you know they're assholes if you've never met them? You know, it's like, oh fuck. And he was like, oh my God, I was busted so fucking hard. And he was like, so here's how it's gonna work. He was like, your ass is out of here in 2 weeks. He was like, you're either, he was like, you know, your friend Rodney, it's always calling over here, living in Phoenix. Well, I called him today while you were asleep in your room, and he said he's got a space for you on your couch. So these are your options. I will drive you to Arizona and drop you on Rodney's couch, and you can get a fucking job for yourself up there. Or you can get a job here and get yourself moved out. But either way, you got 2 weeks. And I was like, oh my fucking God. So I ran away from home at 18, which is cute, isn't it? I ran away from home for a week, and then when I came back from running away from home, I chose the Rodney option, and that was that. And the rest is history. Yeah, dude, I totally ran away from home. I wanted to punish my parents by making them worry about where I was. That's really what it was, dude. I was like, fuck you! And I just left, and I had this friend that they did, you know, my parents didn't know all my friends, and I was cool with that friend's mom, and I asked if I could fucking crash for a few days, and they were like, fine. They didn't know my parents, so it was no big deal. My mom freaked out. My dad didn't give a shit. He knew what I was doing. So I ended up punishing my mom for it. But it was like she was backing my dad on this play because...
Yeah, she wasn't like, oh, you can come live with me.
Yeah. Trust me, I tested those waters. You know, I ran away from home, and then I called my mom, and I was like, Mom, Dad wants to kick me out to Arizona. Can I come live with you? And blah, blah, blah. And she was like, nope, your father's already talked to me about what's going on, so you know what your options are. And I was like, shit. Fuck having divorced parents that work together. God damn it. And so then I ran away from home for really reals, and I just made my mom sad and worried for like a week, which, you know, sucked. And then when I came back, like I thought when I came back, she was going to be like, all right, son, you can stay with me. But she wasn't. She was like, you know, so have you decided which one you're going? Have you found a job? Maybe you spent that time where you were just, you know, we didn't know if you were dead in a ditch somewhere looking for a job. Dude, I was just busted, man. Just 100% busted.
Yeah, I did okay. I got out at 18 too.
Yeah. I mean, you went right to it too. You went right straight to the fucking grindstone, got a job, did your thing. You know what I mean? I mean, I did too, honestly. Like I said, I moped around for about a week in Arizona because, you know, Rodney wasn't trying to fucking ride my ass or anything. But then I realized, like, I can't literally sleep on this dude's fucking couch forever. Like, I gotta have a bed, and I gotta have money, and this is fucked. We were eating chorizo and eggs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's how Rodney got by, because chorizo was cheap as fuck, and so were eggs. So we'd spend all his money on chorizo and eggs. And I was like, man, I can't eat fucking chorizo and eggs for the rest of my goddamn life.
You gotta add some ramen.
Yeah, I have to have some ramen. Add some ramen to the mix. So yeah.
But granted, I had to go all the way to Indiana to afford to live away from my parents.
Yeah, I mean.
I work at fucking Amazon. But.
Yeah, I mean, it was true though. Like, Arizona was a choice for me because of the fucking like the job market there when I moved there was super hot for unskilled labor. Like it was a booming area, and there was a lot of tech jobs that you could get that were trained on the job type of jobs. I got one of those jobs. I didn't have any I had a high school diploma and a basic knowledge of computers, and I was able to get a job doing tech support for HP, like fresh off the boat from California. You know what I mean? Looking like somebody living on somebody's couch. So the job market was really good back then in Arizona for young people, and inflation hadn't made, now I was right on the edge. Making the nut on my fucking car, like, because I had a car, but that I'd owned from back in California, but keeping it running, it was an old piece of shit. So I had to take it in. I had to fucking get it worked on a bunch of times, and it's just expensive as fuck. So between keeping the car running, keeping gas in the car, paying my fucking rent, and food, there was nothing left at the end of that. And food was the least expensive thing that I, doled out on.
Definitely no insurance.
What insurance? Who insurance? Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's like looking back on it now, I could kind of tell, given my memories of it, that was on its way out. Like young people being able to do that was about to not be possible. Because I watched that MCI WorldCom job, which was a good paying job. It would have paid me something like $17 or $18 an hour plus possible bonuses, depending on how much I upsold. I could have made a bunch of fucking bread at that job, and I watched that job go. Pfft. That whole call center shut down, bulldozed.
So what was that, like 2000?
Yep. It was the .com crash. So it would have been in towards the end of 1999 when MCI WorldCom finally closed that Arizona call center and started liquidating.
So you moved out at 19 then?
Yeah. Well, it was right. So yeah, I would have been. Yeah, I guess I would have been 19.
Yeah, like 18. It's like you went to school for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I did like 2 semesters worth of school, and by 2 semesters worth of school, I mean I dropped out twice. So, yeah. I wish I wasn't so mentally ill so I could actually function normally. Well, hopefully you can get help with that. Paul, you never run out of things to say. You're the most interesting guy I've ever seen. Dun 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 dun. My brother got a job in a Colorado cannibal extract lab. Jesus. Making $35 an hour with benefits as a 20-year-old with no degree, but I know adults around here making $15 an hour. Fuck that. Yeah, no, I mean, those types of opportunities exist, but they're like arbitrage opportunities for young people. You can find that kind of job, good on you, but most people don't have the fucking ability. They're not adjacent to anything like that. You know what I mean? So it didn't used to be that way. Like, I could have actually taken the other route. To be quite frank with you, my parents said, hey, you can stay here, get a job, fucking whatever. I could have done that. But there was something in me that knew that I had to get out of this fucking little town that I was born in, or I was never going to get out of it. And so I did it, you know what I mean, for that reason. That was what made me choose Arizona. I'm really glad that I did, because I think it really instilled in me this, like, later in my life, you can kind of live anywhere where I'm at now, you know. The world is the United States is pretty much my oyster. I can't live in every neighborhood, but I can pretty much pick my state. You know, I could throw, if I wanted to, I could just throw a dart at a fucking map of the United States, and I could move there. And
you have to like raise up the weed legal states though, so it wouldn't stick.
I would definitely just take some states off and just make it a mishmash of weed legal states and throw a dart at that, because I'm not moving to no fucking prohibition state ever again. Fuck that shit. Virginia just lit up on the map though for 2024.
Yeah, that's 4 years away. 3 years away.
Who knows, man? Next season, Compton, Paul. Ooh, who knows, dude? Maybe I'll know some more Johnny Bumpins.
By the time, like, we fucking move again, my dad will probably have already moved again. I guarantee it.
Your dad is a rambler. He's always gonna be on the move, dude. A rolling stone gathers no moss. Yeah, you're probably right. Your dad is probably going to be moving, and like when you say move, you don't mean just like move to another place in town. You mean like probably move across the country again.
Yeah, with a new job and
Yep.
everything. He's probably gonna get fucking wooed by the VA again or something, and then go to that.
Yep. It's like a game of ping pong.
Yeah.
That's the way he likes it, though.
Yeah.
What happened to your mortal enemy, Brett Keane? I don't know. I know it's going to happen to you, though. You're going to be banned.
Oh, shit. All of us were on it at once.
Yeah.
There we go.
Get banned when you mention the matinee. Yep. That's the way it is, dude. Man, the guillotine came down on that dude. Fucking severe. That was a gory one. He who must not be named. I do not still upload to Cinema for Snacks. You could easily answer that question by going to the channel and seeing when the last video went up, huh? Why is that the third time you've asked me in here? You could have typed that literal sentence into Google and gotten the answer quicker, so. You about to get ping-ponged again, dummy. Don't ask me a question that Google could answer for you, okay? That's a good fucking guideline. He tossed his comment in the chat like tossing a hot dog into a bucket of crabs. Yeah. I dropped out of college 2 semesters in a row as well. I'm thinking of going back, but I'm not sure. Do it if you're ready to do it. I'll tell you this, like, school is not for fucking everybody. And it's definitely not something that you have to finish by a certain fucking age either. If you're young, you can take some time and fucking decide what it is you want to do and which direction you want to go. You know, I made multiple abortive attempts to go back to college, and I was always chased away by the same thing. I could not, for the life of me, sit through a class that I knew had practically no fucking value to me at all. Like, I understand the idea of wanting to broaden a person's mind, but there was no use in putting a person like me through any kind of mathematics course. I'm never going to be the type of person that seeks out a math-heavy job. I never will. I won't be able to do it. I don't have the aptitude. And so having to sit through fucking trig and fucking algebra and fucking shit in college, sit into what I consider to be remedial English courses, like I couldn't even have fun in the English courses because I just felt like it was like, oh, I did this in high school. It's the same shit. It was literally the same shit. Read this fucking book that's way below your reading level and write a fucking report on it. It's like, oh, okay.
I know, like, for me, I went to kind of a shitty school. It was like a grammar class. Like, it wasn't even writing essays. It was like grammar.
Yeah. I went to a speech class that, like, I couldn't even believe how easy that class was. I got such a fucking A because I'm an extrovert or capable of being an extrovert. And so all it was like standing up in front of people and giving a speech. And so I would just make all my speeches funny, and I got the big fat fucking A for no reason on that shit. That I just like was overwhelmed. Like, I had 2 like at my best I could get 2 drama classes in, and that's what I wanted to go to school for. I wanted to get a dramatic arts degree, a performing arts degree. And then I wanted to fucking get specialized fucking certificates and degrees in stagecraft and shit. I wanted to be a person that worked on stage. And here I am, I'm taking fucking trig. I'm taking calculus. I'm taking fucking English classes that are boring me to tears. I'm taking a history class that I've taken fucking 15 times. Learning shit that I learned back in high school again. It's just like I felt like it was like I had this feeling coming out of high school. It was like, chicka, 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 chicka. It's like, okay, I did all the remedial shit. Now I get to go to college and learn how to be what I'm gonna be. And then I got to college and it was like high school, part 2. And I was like, fuck.
Did they have like AP and stuff when you were in high school?
Yeah.
To take college classes?
Yeah, I was in AP English and I did AP Spanish.
And that still didn't get you enough to get out of English classes?
Nope. I was able to take AP English. It got me into an English class, but like it didn't get me out of English classes. It just covered my English 1A credit. But I still had to take English 2B for my liberal arts degree, my general liberal arts declared major, and then that would have transferred into my fucking later declared theater arts major. It's still just like a gauntlet of shit like statistics. I had to take that class. I couldn't do it. I could not fucking do it. It drove me fucking insane. And I was like, why am I learning this? I don't even, like, I understand, once again, the idea you want a well-rounded person. That's why I think that certain classes should be mandatory. Maybe a little bit of general ed, but the fucking gauntlet of general ed they throw at you at the beginning of your goddamn fucking college career before you get to start taking interesting classes that are actually major appropriate is absurd. That's what fucking high school is for. Yeah, I had a statistics class. I was declared liberal arts major who I had to take statistics. I had to take fucking calc. I had to take, I'm trying to remember some of the other fucking crazy classes I had to take. That speech class. History. Which I always kind of liked the history classes, but I couldn't round out. I had to take a poli-sci class, which is just like, I'm not gonna, whatever. I ended up actually enjoying the poli-sci class too. So once again, like the idea of broadening your mind and broadening your education a little bit is not altogether, bad for me. But
what about a science class?
I had a bunch that I had to take. Like, I remember I had to take a human biology class, and I fucking did horribly in that. It was just a bunch of fucking, it was literally, I would go in and I would talk to this person. I'd be like, look, this is what I want to do. I know this is what I want to do. Okay, well, and they would give me this, like, schedule, and it would be filled with shit that had nothing to do with what I wanted to do. Or shit that was remedial for me, that I knew was going to be remedial, like an English class, English 2A or whatever the fuck. I knew I was just going to raffle stomp that class. I don't need a class to teach me how to read and write. I got that. I'm gifted at that. I'm good with that. You know what I mean? A philosophy class would have been nice. It would have been cool to learn, to be able to take these kind of classes that have one foot in both two types of subjects, like the psychology of theater type of class or something like that. Like these specialized classes that really round you in that area and give you a taste of the different types of things that you can do within that area. And I didn't get any of that. I wasn't able to get that in fucking college. So I felt like I was living my whole fucking life, just like I did in high school, for my 1 or 2 theater-related classes that would be in my fucking docket. Usually just 1. And that's...
What they really should do in high school is just, like, people that want to go to college, get them as many college credits in high school as possible. Give them AP everything.
I mean...
Running start or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, they should give you enough fucking college credits so that you can start working on your major, and get all the general ed shit out of the way. But this general ed thing, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it killed my fucking aspirations for college. If I was able to step into classes that were really engaging what I wanted to be in the area that I wanted to be in, I probably would have made it through college, but I just was never able to make it through that wall of bullshit. I'm banned from the university in my city because I dropped out of high school anyway. Okay. Cool. Good evening, Paul. Good evening. Whenever I think of going back, I always talk myself out of it. It's more trouble than it's worth when you just want to make music. I'm learning more on YouTube now than I would in a year of college. I mean, that was not an option back when I was going to college, you know, the kind of self-learning options that people have now definitely have increased. So I get it. It was more like, I don't want me or anyone I love to have to wait in a bread line. I'll grow it myself. There you go. That's how you became a bread grower. Even if I can't stand high school, you have to tolerate it until graduation. Well, that was the way it was sold to me. See, that's the lie that they tell you in high school. They tell you in high school, like, all right, get through the high school, work hard in high school, pull the good grades in high school, get into a college, get a fucking scholarship, which I did, all of this shit, and then you'll get to do what you want to do. My first fucking semester, I had that statistics class. It's like, what? What is this? Why am I even here? I had one theater class. And it was like an intro to theater class. I was like, why am I got a theater scholarship. I got a theater arts scholarship. Why am I in an intro to theater class? What is this? It's just mind-boggling. And I was lost. And it sucked. And I didn't want to do fucking high school again. So I dropped out. And that's the way it goes. It's just fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't know if it was some hard statistics class. It was like intro to statistics or statistics 1 or whatever the fuck it was. But yeah, I didn't have any fucking qualifications to be off in that class. Other than it fucking counted for a math credit that I needed. So if I was able to pass that class, hint I didn't, then I could have got a math credit out of the way. One of my several math credits that I needed to get my general ed fucking out of the way. So then I could start actually learning how to do what I wanted to do with my life. It's just bullshit. Like, that's what high school should be for. People should be funneled towards their aptitudes in high school. And then once you get to fucking college, yeah, give you a little bit of well-rounding of stuff that's adjacent to the career types that you're looking at. But don't stuff a fucking writer into a statistics class. Don't stuff a fucking math whiz into a performative theater class where they're just scared shitless and they do horribly. You know what I mean? How many of the early theater classes I took where like half the kids in them were just trying to get credits and they were terrified of being actors and terrified of being ridiculed by people and terrified of acting and terrified of doing all the things they were asked to do in the class? It's just like, why are you here? Why are these people here? Like, I felt bad for them. Like, I felt bad for myself sitting in a fucking calculus class. Anyway, I think I'm done. I'll see you guys later. Bye.